Good morning, everyone. We are meeting after a very long time, after your summer vacation get over. So today we will be starting our chapter 7, which is alternating current, as you can see here. Before chapter 7, you studied about electricity in chapter number 3. There in that chapter, we used direct current to study all the facts. Direct current you can also call DC, and here you will study about alternating current, which you can call in short as AC. So what is the basic difference between DC and AC? That only will be our first point of discussion today. I will discuss all these points with you today, in which the first one is difference between DC and AC. After that we will see that what do we mean by sine function. This will be helpful in studying AC, alternating current. After that we will study advantages of AC over DC. There are some advantages of AC which we cannot see in case of DC. So all those advantages we will study here. After that we will study AC voltage applied to a resistor. That means we will take AC source, alternating current source, and that alternating current source will produce voltage. That voltage will be applied to a resistor which is connected in a circuit, right? There we will have one derivation. We will do that derivation and will find out the result in the form of alternating current, right? After this we will study about waveform. Waveform we will draw for alternating current as well as alternating voltage, and then at last we will study about phase relationship, and if we are left with time then we can do one numerical at last. Otherwise we will end up at phase relationship only. It will be a short class, so don't panic. So we are starting with our first point, which is difference between direct current and alternating current. So the basic difference between direct current and alternating current is about its direction. Like you can see here, in case of direct current, direction does not changes with respect to time, while in case of alternating current, direction changes with respect to time. And in what way? Alternately. Alternately, the direction of alternating current will change. As you can see here, I have drawn the waveform of current with respect to time. You can see we have drawn current with respect to time. First you look here in case of direct current. In direct current, as we know that the direction is not going to change, then you can see the current remains constant throughout with respect to time. It is not changing. So this is the way to represent direct current. And you look here, the way we represented alternating current, it is sinusoidal. This function which you can see here is called sine function. It is called sine function, which was our second part to take in our lecture today. Okay, so this symbolic representation of alternating current is represented with the help of sine function, and by alternately you mean for half cycle the current will remain on one side, and for the other half cycle current goes to the other side. This is called changing direction alternately. After this we will see our next topic to discuss. The next topic was sine function, which we have already taken. Then the next is advantages of AC over DC. So what all advantages are there of AC over DC? We will study all those advantages here. So first advantage. What is the first advantage of AC over DC? That advantage, you can say that voltage, alternating voltage, its value can be increased or can be decreased. Its value can be increased or can be decreased according to our need with the help of transformer. With the help of transformer. This is our first advantage. While this is for alternating voltage, right? While direct current or direct voltage, direct current and direct voltage cannot use transformer, cannot use transformer. This is the first advantage. अगर आप अल्टरनेटिंग करंट की या अल्टरनेटिंग वोल्टेज की वैल्यू बढ़ाना चाहते हैं तो आप उसको बढ़ा भी सकते हैं, आप उसको घटाना चाहते हैं तो घटा भी सकते हैं. किसकी हेल्प से? ट्रांसफार्मर की हेल्प से. बट इफ़ यू वांट टू इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज द magnitude of direct voltage or direct current, then you will not be able to do it with the help of transformer. यही रीज़न है कि हम अल्टरनेटिंग करंट को ज़्यादा प्रीफर करते हैं as compared to direct current or direct voltage. Okay, now one question can arise in our mind: why direct voltage cannot be increased or decreased with the help of transformer? So the reason is transformer works on the principle of mutual induction. Transformer works on the principle of mutual induction. In mutual induction, we have two coils. We have two coils. One coil, to one coil we give current, and from the other coil we obtain current. So to the coil whom we will give current will be called primary, और जहाँ से करंट लेंगे उसको कहा जाएगा सेकेंडरी. ठीक है, तो आप लोगों ने ये पढ़ रखा है कि म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन तभी वर्क करेगा when there will be change in magnetic flux, right? If there will be no change in magnetic flux, no EMF will be induced, and if no EMF will be induced, there will be no current. और यही चीज़ है जो डायरेक्ट वोल्टेज के केस में लगती है. अगर कोई करंट ही प्रोड्यूस नहीं होगा तो ट्रांसफार्मर से हम कैसे करंट को बढ़ा पाएंगे या कैसे करंट को घटा पाएंगे? दिस इज़ द एक्सप्लेनेशन अलॉन्ग विद द एडवांटेज. व्हाट इज़ द सेकेंड एडवांटेज ऑफ AC ओवर DC? We will study second advantage now. So our next advantage, which is second advantage, what it could be, children? It could be that alternating current. You can also write it like AC. AC can be sent, or you can say can be transmitted. It could be transmitted to longer distances. It can be transmitted to longer distances with less loss, or you can say after bearing small loss, you can send or you can transmit alternating current to longer distances. This is the advantage of AC. If you are going to transmit DC, for longer distances, or suppose you say to the same longer distance we are transmitting AC and DC both, then you can transmit, but you will see that in case of DC there will be large loss. In transferring DC for longer distances. That's why we do not prefer DC in case of transmission. We use AC only in case of transmission. This is the second advantage of AC over DC. After this, let us see what is our next topic of discussion. The next topic is AC voltage applied to a resistor. So for this we need a circuit diagram. So first of all we will draw a circuit diagram. Let us draw circuit diagram first of all. Okay, this will be our wire. I need rubber. Oh my god, the hole has gone. So I will rub a little part from here and some part here. So what will I connect here? Here I will connect a resistor like this, and here I will connect a AC source. Children, this is the symbol of AC source. You know how the DC source is, how the DC source looks like? DC source looks like this, in which you have positive side here and negative here. But in case of AC source, AC voltage source, nowhere you can say is positive or negative. Positive could be here, negative could be here. It is also possible that negative will come here and positive will come this side. So anything is possible in case of AC source. In AC source, it is not compulsory that positive will come on one side only. So what we are considering, we will consider that at a time positive terminal of AC or positive polarity of AC will be this side and negative will be this side. The value of this resistor, or we can say the resistance of this resistor, is suppose R. At any time, if positive polarity is on this side, then alternating current at that time would be flowing in this way in the circuit. So I have shown the direction of current like this, right? This is alternating current, and here there will be alternating voltage. So V we can say is alternating voltage, and I we can say is alternating current. This plus and minus I am removing from here. These I have shown just to show you or to verify you the direction of this current, alternating current. So alternating voltage here we have applied to the resistor, circuit carrying resistor only. After this, what will we do? We will find out the value of alternating current, and that only will be our derivation. How can we find out the value of alternating current? Let us look that. You know, we studied Kirchhoff's law. We studied Kirchhoff's law in electricity, which was chapter number 3. So Kirchhoff's second law says that sum of all the potential drop across the circuit will be equal to 0. Am I right? If it is like this, then I can say that sum of all the potential drops across the circuit will be equal to 0 for this circuit also. Then let us see. Here we considered a positive polarity, here we considered a negative polarity at that instant, and if current will enter from this side of resistor, then we will take it positive and we will take it as negative. Then let us apply Kirchhoff's voltage rule here. When you apply Kirchhoff's voltage rule, second rule, then what will you get from here? Suppose from this point you started moving. First, what you got? You got this resistor. You got this resistor. In this resistor, what current is coming? I. So the product IR will give you the voltage drop. That means I can write plus IR. I can write plus IR. After this, we will move forward and we come to the negative terminal of this voltage source. So we will write minus. Now, what is this value here? This is alternating voltage. So I have written V is equal to 0. Why is equal to 0? Because ultimately we come to the same point from where we started, right? Let me remove this. After this nothing special we will do. We will do only the what we can say. Now we will solve only this expression. Here you can see on this side. Okay children, I can write IR is equal to this V will come to this side and becomes plus. After this I R is equal to this, I can write Vm sine omega t. Or let us see in NCERT what they are using. Yes, they are also using Vm. They are using alternating voltage is equals to Vm sine omega t. We are also using Vm. Now you must be thinking that what is this Vm? So let me tell you that Vm is maximum alternating voltage. Vm is maximum alternating voltage. You have seen that alternating voltage can be represented like this. So if alternating voltage will follow this value, then alternating voltage will get its peak value 2 times in a cycle. As you can see, one time here and the second time here. One on positive side, one time, second time on negative side. This is only this Vm. Vm means maximum alternating voltage. From here, if you write the equation I, then I can be written as Vm upon R sine omega t. You also must be thinking that why I have written in place of V, why I have written Vm sine omega t. Children, I have written like this because this is a sine function. This is a sine function, and the equation of sine function is this. Equation of sine function is this. If we are writing for voltage, then equation of sine function will be Vm sin omega t. मतलब यहाँ पर एक मैक्सिमम वैल्यू आएगी और उसके बाद साइन का ये प्रोडक्ट आएगा. ठीक है, इस तरीके से हम यहाँ पर इसको लिखेंगे. उसके बाद अब हमें कुछ नहीं करना. वी केम टू द फाइनल एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ आर डेरिवेशन. हमें आई की वैल्यू निकालनी थी. अभी तक आई की वैल्यू क्या आ चुकी है? आई इज इक्वल्स टू वी एम अपॉन आर साइन ओमेगा टी. नाउ व्हाट वी कैन राइट? वी कैन राइट आई इज इक्वल्स टू, आप लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ है कि v अपॉन आर वी कैन राइट इट इक्वल टू आई यूजिंग व्हाट? यूजिंग ओम्स लॉ. If we can write with the help of Ohm's law I is equals to V upon R, then we can also write Vm upon R is equals to Im. That means Im here will represent maximum current. If voltage will be maximum, then current will also get maximum. So I is equals to Im sin omega t. This is our equation for alternating current. Let it be equation number 1. Equation number 2. Then what will be our equation number 1? Equation number 1 will be V is equals to Vm sin omega t. It will be V is equal to Vm sin omega t. That will be our first equation, right? Now why I am writing them as equation 1 and equation 2? Because we will compare phase here. Now what is phase? What you can see in sine, you can see omega t. With sine we have omega t. In both the equations we have same angle. This same angle is representing same phase. That means you can say V and I are in same phase. That means alternating current and alternating voltage will be in same phase forever. For what type of circuit? For a resistive circuit. For a resistive circuit, value of I and value of V, alternating voltage and alternating current will remain in same phase. Correct. Now what does this same phase means? V and I, इन दोनों की जो वैल्यू होगी ना बच्चों, वो हमेशा क्या होगी? साथ रहेगी. हमेशा साथ रहेगी. हमेशा साथ रहने का क्या मतलब है? इफ़ वी बिकम्स मैक्सिमम एट वन प्लेस, देन at the same place or at the same time, not at the same place, at the same time, current also gets maximum. If at a point voltage becomes minimum, or you can say zero, then at the same time current also becomes zero. On the other side, if voltage becomes maximum, current also get maximum at the same time. This is the waveform of alternating current and alternating voltage. Blue waveform you can consider for current, and black you can consider for voltage, right? So this only was the topic of discussion today. After this we will study in tomorrow's class. Till then, you study these all topics, make notes, and that's it. Thank you.